1204.00 consideration. We had a workshop a couple weeks ago. I think we finally got this thing tied off.
Yes.
Anybody have any comments they'd like to make? Questions?
A lot of work.
Yeah, I know since I've been mayor, we've been working on this pretty steadily, and I know you guys have been working on it even before I came along. So a lot of hard work went into this, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this get implemented. So do I just make a motion to go ahead and?
Somebody read the motion
All
about
right,
it?
so I will go ahead and make a motion to, is it approve or ratify? Adopt. Okay, all right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to adopt ordinance number 1204.000, the ordinance providing regulation of rental properties in the city of Eden Valley.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries unanimously. Next on here is we've got a couple updates for our fee schedules and setting administrative offensive penalties. First one is resolution 2016-13. Basically, the changes that are on here is to put in the fees for these fees for the now adopted rental ordinance. Anybody have any? Go over the specifics? Okay, all right. So then, the changes that we implement, or the additions that we put in here, is the rental ordinance license fee will be $100 per building. Rental ordinance inspection fee will be $100 per rental, plus $50 for each additional rental unit in the building. Re-inspection fee will be $100 per unit. Ordinance re-inspection fee after revocation of rental license would be $200 a unit, and rental ordinance penalty for late payment of license fee is $25. Any questions? No? All right. I will go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution 2016-13.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, on to resolution 2016-14. The additional setting the administrative offense penalties. The addition to here was the rental ordinance violation in accordance with a 1204.000 of penalty is $85, administration fee is $15, and comes to a total of $100. Anybody have any questions? Did I miss anything? Okay. All right. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2016-14.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. So next we have here is back in 2012, we had an incident here where we had some misuse of funds by a deputy clerk at the time. I suppose I can actually say the name, right? Since it's public record. Okay. Susan Anderson, who's deputy clerk at the time. The city went through an extensive process of, not only legally, but also, bonus time and trying to figure out what was going, what happened, and as part of Susan Anderson's sentencing, the judge ordered her to write an apology letter to the city of Eden Valley, which we had received back in February. And I'd like to take a few moments to go ahead and read that. Here is that: to the City of Eden Valley Council members, it is with much regret and sorrow that I'm sending an apology letter for my actions while employed by the City of Eden Valley. I'd like to take the time to say a heartfelt I'm sorry for the misuse of funds. I often think I would do anything to change the situation and make a better choice than the one I made in 2012. In knowing what my family has endured through this as well, what the hard time the city has also endured, and if I could change the situation, I would in a heartbeat. I have learned many lessons the hard way during the challenging time, and I am working to make each day better than the day before. I can't say enough that I am sorry and wish I could correct the situation. So, with that said, on behalf of the city, I'd like to accept her apology to the city, and I hope that she has learned from the situation, and and actually I hope the best for her going forward. So, anybody else? All right. So next is zoning and planning. Looks like we have one site permit, and I don't know, Mona, I guess I'm a little confused about the administrative subdivision.
Okay, if somebody wants to split a parcel of property, they need to get approval either to combine or to split.
Okay.
And what this is the property that Xcel Energy owns, where the site is, where the Legion Park is, right by the Valley Quick Stop.
The old substation.
Yeah, that whole parcel there is owned by Xcel Energy, and the Valley Quick Stop owners are purchasing part of it, basically where the substation used to be. So in order for Xcel to split that, to sell that piece to them, there was an administrative subdivision application that was submitted. And basically, the site permit application was from Church of Assumption to demolish an existing garage and construct a new garage and with breezeway, and then also the administrative subdivision to split that garage. And everything met all the requirements, and both were recommended for approval.
All right. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the Zoning and Planning Commission's minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, so next thing we have on back here is, if I can find it now. Thanks. All right, so with the new wireless access point in the event center / library, we had put a wireless connection agreement on there on the splash page that the people needed to accept terms of use before they'd be allowed to use that access point as part of the beefed up security and filtering on that access point. I did have Adam Ripple take a look at that agreement, and he did come back with some recommendations and some changes. And part of that is basically a condensed version to actually put, because the one that we actually put out there is actually quite lengthy. He helped us put together a more compact version that would be a little bit more friendly to put display on that splash page. And then also made the recommendation of having a full copy of the policy online through our city's website, and also a hard copy at the library for anybody that wishes to request it. It's pretty, it's pretty, reading this through, it has a lot of the same terminology and a lot of the same language as the one that we put out there. Just seems to be, it was just cleaned up a little bit more, and there, some of the changes were in there to add, since we own the access point, and being a governmental body, we have to put in some things in there like the Child Internet Protection Act. There was also something about the Patriot Act in here too, that we needed to have listed in there for data retention of certain, like the MAC address of any of the connecting devices. So that way, if Homeland Security came to us and asked for it, we'd be able to get that information for them. So I need to actually have this ratified by council, and then once this is ratified, we'll get this over to the library and over to RBIG, to let our governments manage the access point to get it updated and get it put in place. So anybody?
I have a question.
Sure.
And it's a one-liner that I can recall in here. And my question is the legality for those that are under the age of 18. I mean, it says, yeah, they can agree to it, but they're not adults, so they really can't consent for their actions. How does that work?
Parents have to consent. Parents gotta sign for them to use the computer. The legal guardian's gotta prove that they can use the computer, is the way I read it, right, Brent?
Yeah.
So this is hard paper that somebody has to come in and actually physically sign?
Should.
They should, if they're a minor, yeah. It'd be just the same as if, I let.
Oh, no, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's not how I read this.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I read this as there's a pop-up on the screen and you have to click, yep, I agree, and...
Oh, yeah, no, you click to agree, that's the same thing as agreeing to it, but.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah. So, yeah, now I'm catching.
Johnny
the
Rugrat's
question.
10 sitting at the computer and he clicks yes and that gets me nothing.
Oh, I see the part you're looking at, Mark. I think that's a long agreement. That one was a little more, actually, so that,
I mean, if we're saying mom and dad gotta come in and sign this, hey, I'm on board.
that's what the long
I
agreement
got no issues
says.
then, but if it's just a click the computer screen, I don't think this meets the intent,
That would be very hard for the library
so.
to get that done.
Well, it's painful because the staff in the library rotates, and so they would have to be thumbing through, with your
And
mom
how do
and
you,
sign
how do
this.
you,
I mean, it's,
how do you police that,
yeah, that's my question.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
not many.
it says on the long one, it says a parent or legal guardian of users under the age of 18 must read and agree to the computer or public computer wireless connection agreement before their minor children may use computer workstations or wireless connection. That's what the long agreement says, doesn't say that in the short one. It says you gotta click agree. I see
Yeah,
what you're,
that
I see
means
what
mom and
you're-
dad's gotta be with them and reads it and clicks agree,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
80% of the time that's not the case.
So maybe we take that back and clean that language up.
That would be my recommendation.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not the lawyer, so I've read it, but I'm not.
I'm just curious how much, again, now the center there has cost us in terms of legal fees. I don't think we got the bill yet on that for this. So we got the firewall up and we got this thing up.
So what's your recommendation, Jeff?
Shut it down, so
Okay,
I tried it.
find me a buyer.
just shut it down for starters.
No, find me a buyer.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I need to have a buyer before I shut it down.
Just shut it down. It keeps on going on. Oh, when does this end?
We can't sell it, can we? Know that it was donated.
I remember
We
Kevin
can't sell it.
asking Dan, how long was it gonna be before the place was actually self-sufficient? It wasn't gonna cost us a penny. What a lie.
All right, on to public forum. I don't see, maybe we don't have anybody in the forum. All right, moving on to the bills. Anybody have any questions?
No, I don't.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the bills for the month.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, on to Mona.
Okay, first thing I want to do is I will make a public apology to the city council and to the public, because at the last meeting, I completely forgot to put the event center issue on the agenda. Our building facilities committee had talked about it, and it was supposed to, they were going to have a request. The council approved 15,000 of the 25,000 that basically was budgeted for that. So we had the discussions at our budget workshop last fall about the kitchen and about budgeting that for that kitchen. I completely forgot to put it on the agenda. And so I apologize for that, because by that happening, then there was something in the paper that implied that the council was doing something that was underhanded or shady, which is absolutely far from the truth. I do not feel that this council ever has done anything like that. So I just want to make that clear to everybody, and I want to apologize because my inaction of putting it on the agenda caused that to happen. And I do not think that the city council should be in that light in the community, because it is so untrue. So, next thing,
Actually, I'm gonna, I was gonna wait, I was gonna hold off till the other part here, but since you're talking about it, I wanna stress to, you know, so a piece of advice that I was given when I became mayor was that anything that we talk about during a council meeting doesn't have to be voted on, doesn't have to have a motion, doesn't have to have a decision made. So, and I think a combination of a few events during the last meeting, we kind of fell out of that, and you know, it was something for the event center. Let's push that through. You know, and you know, at any point in time, any one of us could have said, "Whoa, wait a minute, I need more time to think about this," or maybe we need to dig into this a little bit further. We have that option as a council. And the other thing too is that, you know, we do as a procedure at every meeting, you know, we go through and we approve the agenda for tonight. And any one of us, you know, Dan included, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, can make change and make adjustments to our agenda before we conduct the meeting. So, and I'll go that, you know, we can bring up stuff. You know, that's why we have the other section on here. We can bring up stuff, because if we wait till we have to put everything onto an agenda, we'd be in special meetings every week. We'd have a meeting every week, you know, because Jim might need something that might need a decision from the council. Mona might need something. We might need to make a decision moving forward, you know, to move something forward, you know. So that's why, you know, I allow off agenda stuff like that. But you know, at any point in time, you know, somebody could stop and say, hey, you know, it goes back to, we do not have to make a decision on everything we talk about. So, sorry, Mona, I didn't mean that.
That's fine. That's fine. Then the next thing I have is just, you had budgeted to transfer money from the general fund to the fire truck capital escrow fund, like we do every year. The budgeted amount last fall was $83.34, and at the annual meeting, they decided to increase the escrow contribution, so that would raise the city's from $83.34 to $10,000. So I just would ask for approval of that transfer of $10,000 from the general fund to the fire capital equipment escrow.
Anybody? Questions?
No.
No? Okay, all right. I'll make a motion to approve the transfer of $10,000 into the fire. No, what's the name of the fund again?
Yeah,
The fire truck escrow fund.
yeah.
All right.
I second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And I have on the table for you tonight the cash and investment report through March 31st, and also the budget and the actual general fund and enterprise funds report through March 31st, for the first quarter of the year. Then just to let you know too, we've got our new copier here, and it is our pre-owned copier. It's working great.
Good.
Going very well. And then we also, for the first payroll in April, started our direct deposit payroll, and a few little glitches that we had, but we've got those worked out, so hopefully we'll be rolling with that. And then, have you all gotten notice from the Minnesota City on the annual conference coming up in June?
I've seen some emails.
I've seen some emails on it.
Alright, so if anybody's interested in going to that, you can.
And that falls that same week of Valley Days again, doesn't it?
No, it's the
No,
week before.
It's the
this
week
year.
before? Okay,
Mhm.
alright.
And that's all I have.
Anybody have anything from that? Alright. Alright, Ernie?
Yeah, you got my monthly, in a month report, if you got any questions, I guess it's another busy month for us, you guys know I talked to most of you during the, March is another busy month, it's not slowing down much, but it is what it is. So, other than that, I don't have anything. Happy to be here, man.
Only thing I got for you, Ernie, is traffic.
I'll start working that, we talked about it, I'll start 3 to 5 usually, we'll try to hit that a couple days a week and do some traffic down there. That's what we did last year too, and slowed them down for a while, so we'll do some more traffic control down there, as time permits.
Should've been out there Easter Sunday,
Okay,
drag racing up the hill.
yep.
Yeah, and then do we do anything with like three-wheelers and ATVs and kids on, you know, off-road dirt bikes?
Yeah, we can talk about it after meeting, I think I know what we're talking about,
Okay.
so, yeah, we'll
Okay.
talk.
Alright. Alright, anybody else have anything for me?
I am in the process, and I'm sorry to be interrupt, but
That's okay.
next week, I'm just gonna start getting my spring cleaning letters out, or for the spring. So if you guys are on the boat and you see some properties, I mean, just let me know, cause I'll probably send 10 to 15 out as my guess. But if you see some, just let me know if you see some that you really think need to be addressed, and I'll make sure they're on the list, so when we get them out here in the next week or two, we're gonna get our spring letters out to start getting some yards cleaned up as it warms up a little bit.
It's the oxymoron for spring, it's gonna warm up. 65 one day and 30 the next.
Well, exactly.
Very much. Alright, thanks Ernie.
Yep.
Jim?
You've seen, the water board minutes? Anybody got questions on that and what we've done? Basically, we got well number 3 up and running again after a lot of downtime, and we're using it this month, so we'll see how that goes. It stays going the way it should. Water Festival again, I told you before, but it will be May 13th. At the Richmond Ice Arena, or whatever that's called. And it's for all the 4th graders in the area, and anybody who wants to go out and take a look what it's about, you're welcome. And that goes from 9 till 2:30. Other than that, the brush site, there is a letter going out to
Should get out tomorrow.
all the residents of the city of Eden Valley of how the new business hours will be out there. The signs are made, we just picked them up yesterday, do not have them out yet. But as of right now, it's locked, but we will start that program tomorrow, I suppose. Even though the newsletters aren't out, we'll see what we can do.
It was in the paper today.
It was in the paper,
Oh,
yes.
it was-
Perfect today, okay.
No, it was in the paper.
So,
Maybe, I suppose it's kind of too early to tell if.
yeah,
we've got
there's
any
been a little
commentary.
coming. We burned brush 3 times already.
Okay.
That went well. We do have one pile of yard waste started, So hopefully tomorrow, we should be able to get the signs out there. And when it's open, then you'll have to make them start tomorrow night.
Just did.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. Our first round of sweeping of the streets is done. Not real impressed with them this year, too many new drivers. We'll have to see what transpires throughout the year.
What was some of the issues you were seeing?
Well, they had 3 trucks in town on one day, which they thought was, I guess, they wanted to get it all done, but the drivers were just, they were just like little bees everywhere, but not really knowing what they were doing.
Yeah, I know.
It took more time for myself and the other guy that was running the crew to head them up and get them in the right direction. And just not impressed, how's that sound? Crack filling will be started as soon as Mother Nature allows that to be done. They were in the other day, we looked over our streets throughout the city, what needs to be done. So, today, Eden Valley hosted a class, that was put on by Minnesota Rural Water Association. It was a seminar, actually. It was on sustainable management. It was a workshop. It's similar to the capital improvement plan. It's to put things in perspective and know how to move things back because other things become more of attention at the one time. And we're still working on Kent is working on our capital improvement plan for the city itself, the streets and water and sewer.
How long has he been working on that?
As he gets time, it's not dedicated.
Okay.
Got a notice from the MnDOT that in 2018, they're planning on milling and overlaying from Highway 55 going south to Litchfield. 2018, they're projecting that as of now. And also milling and overlaying Highway 55 to Watkins. That's in the projected plan. They had a meeting today down in Granite Falls, which, talking with Kent, our engineer, was not the place for us to go. There was too many other people involved. What we want to do is sit down with those people and what their intent really is to do. The way I'm thinking what they're going to do is do the same thing as what they did to Paynesville.
Okay.
At the same time, we want to sit down with them to see if we can cost share redoing what we did going north up the hill. We only have water in the street and storm sewer. Other than that, the sewer's in the backyards. See if they would cost share anything, or because I emailed them, I said, well, what about our water? We'd like to have that done before you redo this. And his email back was basically, it'd be great to have that done so we don't have holes in our new tar.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to work on that further down the line.
Does that include the intersection?
They also are gonna do some pedestrian and some sidewalk on the corners. Yes, it is to include the intersection.
Okay.
Because we got that run around twice already, and they said the third time's supposed to be the charm. I understand where you're going with that. Our sewers were at 2,400 feet that we approved to get cleaned and televised. They are cleaned. The televisor is supposed to be coming in late this week yet. He hadn't been back. He called me. He said late this week. Other than that, I don't have anything unless you have anything.
There was an ad in the paper today for a part-time person, I think, for Public Works.
What
Is
city?
that the summer guy?
No.
Maybe I read it wrong.
Why did you wanna?
No, I just maybe I read it wrong.
The for Eden Valley.
It might not have been, I don't,
Gene, you got anything? Okay.
I probably read it wrong. I didn't have my eyeballs on.
Okay. No, Dave did not start. Dave plans on coming back this year very much.